What's up, nerds? I'm Kandruk, your not-so-friendly neighborhood otaku, and welcome to my channel where I talk all things anime, manga, manhwa, and webcomics. If that's the type of thing you're into, then subscribe because I'll put one video out every Thursday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard and 2 to 3 shorts of anime commentary out every Monday to Wednesday, also at 1 p.m. Since the summer 2023 anime season is over, in this video I'm going to give you my final impressions on the new series that I watched. I watched 8 new series this season, 2 of which I dropped, 2 of which I could have dropped, 1 whose animation drove me absolutely wild considering how great the story actually is, and 3 that I actually highly recommend you all check out, so let's get into it. Up first, we have The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, which I gave a 3.6 out of 10. I ended up dropping this series after episode 6 because I wanted to give it to the halfway point so I can fairly judge it. The male lead in this series really bothered me in a way that I can't put into words, but if I had to sit through another episode of him being a whiny little one more time, I was gonna scream. It was a cute premise, but if you want to watch a school-based romance anime, there are infinitely better options out there. Also, the animation on this was wild, and it definitely factored into me not being able to watch this series. Up next, we have The Great Cleric, which I gave a 5 out of 10. This series is a decent isekai with fun action and world building. They even throw in some human versus beast person politics, which I enjoyed seeing. What I don't like about this series is that a full-grown man, like a 30-something office worker, got to choose his age and made himself 15, which is considered of age in the series, but like freshly legal. 15 being considered of age is a whole nother conversation that we can have, especially when it comes to anime series with predatory relationships and grooming. I also really didn't like the harem vibes, especially because again, he made himself 15 when in all actuality, he's a full-grown man. So that also lent itself to me lowering this score. Up next, we have My Happy Marriage, which I gave a 9.8 out of 10. I think the anime followed the manga really well, so if you liked what you were seeing, I highly suggest checking out the manga too. I didn't think I could hate the Saimori family and Kaya and the Emperor more than I did while reading it, but seeing it animated made me viscerally furious. Also, this series just kept getting better after the first half, and by better, I mean I just kept getting more frustrated, which is how I'm supposed to feel when literally nothing ever goes their way. In my opinion, this is one of, if not the best historical Rofan series that we've had lately, and I highly suggest you check it out. Up next, we have Zom 100, which I gave a 9 out of 10. As someone who previously worked in a toxic workplace environment, I feel Akira on a spiritual level. Also, for the fact that this series hinges on the fact that Akira's production company is working him into an early grave, the animation on this is amazing. However, the series is now on an indefinite hiatus after episode 9. We should be getting the final episodes, we just do not have a timeline for when those will come. That being said, I can't give a true final impression since we are only 3 episodes past the halfway point, so what I'm gonna say now would be really similar to what I would say during a first impression. But I think the way that comedy, action, and horror elements are combined in this series is fantastic. I also really love the different personalities, perspectives, and approaches to the zombie apocalypse that Akira and the gang have. This is one of my top 3 of this season, and I recommend you check it out, even though it is on indefinite hiatus. There is manga for it. You can read those too. Another series I watched this season is The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today, and I'm rating that a 6.5 out of 10. I love the manga for this series, and I think they did an okay job adapting it. But some of the animation is off, specifically when they're bringing 3D or real-world items into the 2D space, like with cars and some of the office space. I was able to look past that a little bit more in the first half, but since pointing it out to myself, it really irked me in a way that I couldn't get over. Overall though, it's a really fun and light series that I enjoyed as someone who has cats, and if you did like this, it is a much better read in my opinion. I highly suggest looking at the manga. Up next, we have Undead Murder Farce, which I am giving a 9.6 out of 10. First of all, they didn't need to make everyone so attractive in this series. In my opinion though, this is a really great and well-rounded series that I think more people should be watching and talking about. Plus, it really held up throughout the entire series. I was never bored the entire time I was watching it. The comedy hits, the action hits, the mystery hits. If you didn't watch this, what are you doing? You should definitely check it out. This is another one of the series in my top 3 for the summer 2023 anime season. Another series that I watched is The Reign of the Seven Spellblades, and I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. I definitely could have dropped this series, but somehow I powered through. When it comes to the main group of characters, their entire friendship dynamic feels off and forced. The magic system and world building isn't great either, and there's a lot of plot holes or things we just brush past with no explanation. But worst of all, the characters just weren't likable at all. Like, nothing made me care about them or their story. And lastly, we have My Tiny Senpai, which I'm rating a 3.5 out of 10. I did end up dropping this after the 6 episode mark. Again, I wanted to give it to at least halfway so I could solidify my opinion. The way that I was looking forward to a slice of life romance anime with adult characters and was so disappointed is upsetting. Because Shiori is tiny, she's constantly infantilized and looked at as childlike, cute, adorable, etc. and coddled by her employees. Like, I'm a small adult too. I'm only like 5'1" or 155 centimeters, but if any of my coworkers looked down on me and belittled me the way that they do Shiori, it'd be an HR conversation. Like, can't we just have adult characters act like fucking adults? Is that really too much to ask for? But those are all of the new series that I watched during the summer 2023 anime lineup, and if you watched any of those and disagree with me, you are wrong. I don't know what to tell you. The ones that I did not like should not be liked, but I hope you enjoyed the ones that I liked as well, and if you didn't watch Undead Murder Farce, My Happy Marriage, or Zom 100, you should 100% check those series out. That is all for today, and I will see you next time.